what are your main initiatives and what are you most excited about?
We're a lean, mean team of four, and we specifically focus on innovation within the global ecom spectrum, right? So a lot of words there, but in summary, really, we look at what are the new and the next opportunities for ecom and grocery. And for me, again, I'll say I'm incredibly lucky because there's no category that I think is changing faster, right? And so to
Yep.
think that we can have a part in defining what might be new and what might be next for our brands is an incredibly amazing place to be. One of the big things that we take on is direct to consumer. We manage and kind of oversee direct to consumer expansion here at General Mills. And we're expected in the next year to really kind of oversee almost 30 individual D2C storefronts that are each individually managed by the teams, but overseen and supported from behind by our group.
So I want to hear, what is the vision from the top when it comes to direct to consumer? Because we've had quite a few, big brands on the show, and it seems like everyone's a bit different depending on how they're handling that and how they're viewing the future of direct to consumer.
Yeah, totally. And it's a great question, a question that we've worked through in multiple different iterations. When I joined, D2C wasn't a full-fledged capability of the organization. When I first started looking around within the D2C space, we saw these incredible pockets of energy around the organization, really kind of doing some interesting things in D2C. And I knew, and our team knew, that it was a really important part of our future strategy. To what degree and at what size, not sure. But we saw that teams were not only actually engaged in it, but were unfortunately running into barriers. They had some really good ideas and were really kind of moving in the right direction. But from a logistics standpoint, from a technology standpoint, they're running into these barriers that were slowing them down, and worse off, were actually kind of stifling any sort of actual growth within the D2C space. And so I put together kind of a presentation and a pitch to say, I think we need to unify these efforts. I think we need to really look at the tools and capabilities we need to build here to empower these teams to do what we think is right and really kind of create some of those new kind of value add experiences for our consumers. And so what we did is we took a step back and built that infrastructure for them. And I think to this day, it's still proving to be really successful. Now, back to your question of what does it mean and what is the leadership view of it? What we're really excited about is the fact that D2C means different things for every brand, right? It means different things for each one of our different parts of the organization. For some of our, smaller brands, it could mean something different than maybe some of our larger brands who are looking to more sales focused type of opportunities. But the net is we have a capability now that can support whatever strategy comes down the line, and we're excited for the challenges to come.
Love it. So are you coming in from the top and viewing these brands and saying, okay, these are the ones that should go D2C, these are the ones that aren't? And if so, how are you thinking about that? Is it margins? Is it like, how do you decide which brands should be direct to consumer?
As much as I would love to think that I'm waving, my magic wand and saying, you should be D2C, at the end of the day, we work super closely with brand leaders from across the organization because there's no one who knows their brands, their objectives, their challenges better than the brand leaders, right? To think that our team could be an expert in all of the brands and every, kind of in and out of everything that's going on, it just isn't real. And so we constantly are partnering with teams, and maybe it's to say we're partnering with Meals and Baking or partnering with our snacks team to say, we really think there's some opportunity here. Let's find a couple of brands to really kind of push forward. That's how we get involved. And we say, hey, like, new brand, consumer is really ripe for these digital interactions. The margin looks good. Like, this seems to be really ripe for at least a D2C investigation. And so we will push things along from there. But mostly because of the world and kind of the explosion of e-commerce in our space, we have brands knocking on our door every day, really kind of saying, hey, we saw what this brand did. We really think this could be interesting. Or we see our competitors doing X amount of dollars in D2C. Like, why aren't we doing that? Like, what's holding us back? And yeah, for some, there's very clear reasons why it won't work. And we help kind of navigate those conversations. And we're very honest. We built a capability internally. And if people engage, great. If not, no problem. But at the end of the day, we love to work with the team again. We're that coach on the sideline as they become the quarterback, enabling them to kind of understand and really see their D2C ambitions come to life without a ton of real investment or kind of time investment from the team.
All right. I love that saying that you guys are the coach on the side and they're becoming the quarterback. Who came up with that? Because that's a good mentality of making these individual product teams the hero of the story and kind of stepping off to the side and enabling all that to happen. But who came up with that terminology? That's good.
Yeah, I don't know. I should be crediting someone, but I can't exactly think of who did. I'm sure it was someone here at Mills. I'm not going to take credit for it, but we use it all the time because the last thing these teams need is another cook in the kitchen. There's so many people in these projects, and ultimately that was what was slowing things down. For us, we've built really kind of what I believe is a magical tech stack that allows teams to really launch D2C sites without a ton of investment, as I mentioned, from a time perspective or a monetary perspective. And there's no need for us to get in the mix. And as I mentioned earlier, there's only 4 of us, right? So to think that we can manage every aspect of every launch just isn't real. So we're really excited that we built the capability that can scale kind of with the organization.
Hey, thanks for watching. This segment was made possible by our friends at Salesforce Commerce Cloud. If you're looking for the #1 platform for all your commerce needs, go check out salesforce.com/commerce. And don't forget to subscribe below and tap that little bell icon so you can stay on top of all the amazing new segments and full episodes that we'll be putting out over the coming year with some of the best and most influential commerce leaders out there.